Hello Standard 10 students, I hope you are doing absolutely fine. We started with chapter number 11 from science textbook, Human Eye and the Colourful World. We took two topics from the chapter, that is structure of human eye and function of every part of human eye. Then we also studied the defects in human eye like myopia, hypermetropia, presbyopia and astigmatism. We have learned how to correct these defects. Now today we are going to go ahead with the same topic and we are going to discuss about refraction of light through a glass prism. Children, the image of the prism is flashing there on the screen. Please have a look at that. Many of you must have seen it earlier also. Let's understand what is prism. So prism is a transparent refracting material which is enclosed by two inclined plane refracting surfaces, and these two surfaces are fixed with some angle between them, and that angle is called as angle of prism. So look at the image once again. These two are refracting surfaces and they are fixed with this angle between them, and this is the angle of prism. Now a prism has two triangular surfaces. Look at the image once again. This is the first triangular surface and behind that is the second one. This is rectangular surface, this is another rectangular surface, and one rectangular surface is at the base. So a prism has two triangular surfaces and three rectangular surfaces, and all these surfaces are inclined to each other. Now when the base of the prism is in triangular shape, meaning is that if I keep the prism in such a manner that at the base we have a triangular surface, then the prism is called as triangular prism. Now, for the sake of convenience for drawing the ray diagram, a triangular prism is represented by drawing a triangle. Alright? Let's now understand the difference between refraction of ray of light through a glass prism and through a glass slab. Now children, when a beam of white light falls on a glass prism, it splits into 7 constituent colors. But this doesn't happen in case of a glass slab. We have seen this activity in the previous lesson, that when a ray of light passes through glass slab, it changes its direction and the incident ray and the emergent ray are parallel to each other. Now what is the reason that we cannot see white light splitting into 7 colors through the glass slab? The reason is the opposite surfaces of the glass slab are parallel to each other. In case of the prism, the opposite surfaces of the prism are not parallel, they are inclined with some angle, and this is the main reason that we see spectrum in case of a prism and we are not able to see spectrum in case of a glass slab. Let's now understand refraction of light through a glass prism. I told you that for drawing a ray diagram, usually we draw triangle for showing a prism. So a triangle is drawn here. Now imagine that the ray of light falls on the refracting surface of the prism like this. Now suppose if the prism wouldn't have been kept here, the ray of light would have travelled in a straight line this manner. But because we have kept the prism, the light will change its direction, because now the light will travel from the air medium to the glass medium. And we know that when light travels from one medium to other medium, it changes its direction. So in the glass, the ray of light will travel in this manner. In this figure, you will understand, children, that the refraction takes place twice. First, the refraction takes place at air-glass interface at this particular place, and now when the ray of light will come out from glass to air, the refraction occurs at the glass air interface. So the light will again change its direction. So now the light will travel like this when it comes out from glass to air medium. This ray of light is called as emergent ray. Now if I extend this emergent ray in the backward direction, you will observe that the incident ray and the emergent ray, they intersect each other at this point and forms one angle. Now at the air and glass interface, if I draw a normal like this, then the angle made by the incident ray with the normal is called as angle of incidence, and the angle made by the refracted ray with the normal is called as angle of refraction. If I draw a normal at glass air interface in this manner, then the angle made by the emergent ray with the normal is called as angle of emergent. And the angle which is formed because of the intersection of the incident ray and the emergent ray, that angle is called as angle of minimum deviation. Right, children? So I hope you understood how the refraction of light takes place through glass prism. Now this activity we are going to perform in our physics lab. Let's now understand how we are going to do this activity in the physics lab. Children, to perform the activity of tracing the ray of light through a glass prism, we need a prism, scale, protector, pencil, drawing board, drawing paper and few pins. So initially what we have to do is, we have to place the drawing paper on the drawing board with the help of drawing pins. Then we will keep the prism on the drawing paper and draw boundary at the base of the prism, and the base of the prism is triangular. So we get a triangle and we will name this triangle as ABC. Then at point Q we will draw a normal. This is normal LM. Now we will take angle of 30 degree from the normal and draw a line, and this we will consider as a ray of light, and this ray of light is the incident ray. Now on this incident ray we will put two pins and name these two pins as P1 and P2. After that we will keep our prism at the place. Now from the other side of the prism, from side AC, we will fix two more pins, and we will fix these pins in such a manner. We will look through this surface AC and fix the two pins in such a manner that all the four pins, now P1, P2 and the other two pins in the side of the prism AC, we will give the name as P3 and P4. All the four pins should look in the same straight line. Then we will remove the prism and we will give these 2 points the name as P3 and P4. And then we will draw a line through P3 and P4 which will join the side AC. Then on side AC we will draw another normal and we will name that normal as XY. Now we will extend the incident ray and we will also extend this emergent ray which is RS. These two rays, they intersect at one point and we have given the name to that point as K. So at K, because of intersection of incident ray and emergent ray, an angle is formed and that angle is called as angle of deviation. Now the angle which is formed by the incident ray with the normal is angle of incidence, and that that is angle PQL, and angle MQR is angle of refraction. Then angle SRX is angle of emergence. Right? Now we will find out the angle of incidence, angle of emergent and angle of deviation for different measurements. Say after 30 degree we will take 60 degree, then 65 degree, then 70 degree, then 75 degree, and for all this angle of incidence we will note down our reading for angle of deviation and angle of emergence. You will observe that as you increase angle of incidence, the angle of deviation decreases. Then at one particular angle of incidence, you will observe that the angle of deviation starts increasing. That particular angle of incidence for which the angle of deviation starts increasing, that is the angle of minimum deviation. Right, children? So this will be an interesting activity to perform in the lab, and so once we go into the physics lab, we will have this hands-on activity and you will understand refraction of light through glass prism in a better manner. Our next topic is dispersion of white light by glass prism. So look at the screen, children. This is a glass prism which is drawn by a triangle, and when a beam of white light falls on the refracting surface of the glass prism like this, it splits into 7 constituent colors. And this phenomena of splitting of white light into 7 constituent colors is called as dispersion of white light. The spectrum and the band of 7 color is called as a spectrum. The spectrum of white light has the colors violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange and red, and we call that as Vibgyor. From the figure you can make out that the red color bends the least and the violet color bends the maximum. Let's now understand the reason for the dispersion of white color into its constituent 7 colors. So the dispersion of white color occurs because colors of white light travel at different speeds through the glass prism. Every color travels with different speed inside the glass prism. The amount of refraction or the amount of bending of every color depends upon the speed of the colored light in the glass. Right? Now since the different colors travel at different speeds, they are refracted by different angles on passing through the glass prism. Some colors are bent less, whereas the other are bent more. So in the figure you can make out that the red color has bent very less, whereas the maximum bending of the color is for violet. Now the red color has maximum speed in the glass prism, and so red color is deviated the least. The color which travels with maximum speed through the glass prism deviated the least, meaning is that red has maximum speed. Due to this, the red color forms the upper part of the spectrum. Now the violet color has the minimum speed in the glass prism, and so violet color is deviated the maximum, and due to this the violet color appears at the bottom of the spectrum. Right, children? So the reason for violet at the bottom of the spectrum and red at the top of the spectrum is because of the difference in the speed of these two colors through the glass prism. I'm sure you all must be wondering why I have put the sign of danger there on the slide. And some of you must be smiling also. The reason is that I want to tell you that when some important signs is to be noticed on the road, all such signs are either drawn or painted by red color. Reason is, when the light falls on this red color, since the red color travels with maximum speed, the red color immediately travels faster to our eyes and we can notice the sign or the signal. And that's the reason such signals are always painted or written by red color. This is another very interesting activity, children, that the 7 colored light of spectrum can be recombined to give back the white light. So you see this image which is flashing on the screen. A triangular prism is placed on its base. Another similar triangular prism is placed inverted on its vertex in such a manner that the refracting surface is in the opposite direction. Now when a beam of white light is allowed to fall on the first prism, this white light disperses into 7 colored rays. Okay, you can see that. The second prism receives all the 7 colored rays from the first prism and recombines them into original white beam of light, and this is what is the white beam of light. So this is an interesting activity to perform, and let me tell you that this particular activity was asked in the board exam in this year. Okay, CBSE 2020 exam, this particular question was asked. So this is all about prism, children. We have learned about prism, we have learned about what is prism, how refraction of light takes place through prism. We have also learned about the phenomena of dispersion of light. Then we understood about the meaning of spectrum, and then the last activity we took about the recombined or the recombination of the colors and giving back to the white color. So with this, the prism part of the lesson is over, and for the next topic we will meet in the next session. Until then, goodbye and take care.